Hello, my name is Michael K, and this is my submission video for Little Witch Nobeta, all bosses, inbounds on the standard difficulty. We are starting off with a few cutscenes here. We can skip them. This game uses a load remover because loading times are stupid and we don't want to deal with them. So yeah, in a moment we are starting the game. And we go. So we can run by pressing down the left stick, and what we are doing right now is a technique that we call flying. By swinging the staff in the air, we keep our height. But the game only wants us to do 2 of these before it lets us drop down. But by starting a spell, we can cancel that animation, and by quickly afterwards again starting a swing, we can continue to fly. So ideally we would just keep pressing down the pressing down the staff button twice, and then go once quickly for the staff, and then immediately go on. This allows us to keep all our height, not too difficult really. And right now we are using a technique in the game called casting. There are 2 different types of spell uses. Spells, which are just shooting them instantly, and casts. Casts are kinda you charge the spell up a bit, and once it's charged up, you using a very strong version of it. What I'm using throughout this game is a combination of controller, keyboard, and mouse. Mouse attempts to aim, keyboard for hotkeys for the spells, and gamepad for the general gamepad gaming. Obviously with all the spells, aiming is pretty important, so us being able to aim well sounds good. And now we quickly pray to the goddess of the statue here. We can upgrade our abilities. The main ability we want is intelligence, but we also want some mana, and the rest we can then either spend into health or stamina. That last bit really doesn't matter. So now for a little sequence break. This usually needs fire magic. We do not have right now fire magic. The only magic we actually have right now is arcane. But by rolling into that stone in the right way, we can break it. And now we are on our way to collect a few magic. This is counter magic. Counter magic is if we do a melee attack right before we get hit by anything, we counter it, gain a bunch of magic, and really nice. We also gain some health, I think, but I hope that shouldn't come up. We now also get wind. Wind magic is the double jump. There There are also ice and fire. Next one we will get oh, we already got this ice. Got against the wall. Ice is well, it's ice. There are a few features to ice, especially, and to thunder, but we don't need to get over these really for now. So we collect fire in this chest, and we are now using a cast. Casting a spell gives us additional effects. Ice and thunder are more passive, while fire one is a buff towards the attack's damage, which allows us to destroy those crystals. We are now also quickly collecting a few crystals here. Those are more safety. Ideally, I would not even fight this boss. So, some of his attacks are really hard to dodge. Especially the spin attack. So yeah, explosions can hit ourselves if we do them too close. A little thing I'm doing here is, to the left of the boss right now there are two pods that I try to avoid to destroy. If I destroy them, I would definitely use some time shortly after the boss. If I manage to keep them non-destroyed, I can use them for a shortcut at the end. The shortcut is hard, but it's possible. Of course, he now does more long-range attacks, which, to be honest, is much better for us because they are a lot easier to evade. Technically, one could also save time on this boss by using melee attacks, but he does damage and I do not want to get hit. And being close up makes it much more likely to get hit. And I just once activated my cast too early, which just means I cancel the cast and do a normal spell. So, now let's get up on these pods here. I tried to get onto this wall on my left here, and well, at this point it's not worth it anymore. And face plant. So, if I would have gotten it, I would have been able to skip this entire walk around. Also, I would have been able to get up here a bit earlier, as there's a barrier that only goes away a bit after the boss is defeated. But happens. So we now got more swords, so let's use them. Again, mostly intelligence. Stamina a bit. And it's at times really important to be decently quick at maths in this, so that you can, you don't necessarily always have the same amount of swords at each point, because you might kill some more enemies at random on the way, or you destroy a box. There are a lot of things that can give you additional swords that you don't necessarily expect, and using them up efficiently is a good bit of math. Ideally, there's probably some ideal way to use each additional sword, but I don't know all of those. So yeah, we've beaten out now our next boss. Turns out having a late game spell is a bit overpowered, and the lightning is kinda like a sniper shot for more weapon oriented games, where it's actually hits a lot harder into the head. Yeah. Also, that wall gets instantly destroyed by lightning. Yeah, I ran a bit low on stamina, so I had to wait. I don't want to face plant down into the pit. That's generally not a good way to save time. And switch to ice, charge ice, and what ice does is charged, it's a missile shot as an attack, and use that. And non-charged, it's kinda Gatling, I would say. That's probably the best way to describe it. And the charge for ice also gives us fire resistance, so we can just run through them. So now I want to skip over a pretty big invisible wall here. We do a fly over here. The wall goes up to the upper boundaries of the pillars, and it worked out. Although if we miss that, we would have to kill 2 enemies that are taking a good bit of time to beat, so it's generally better to try to bet second time if you get it. If you don't get it, it would be better to just defeat the enemies. So yeah, this enemy has 2 spots for headshots. The big head and the small head. The big head is not as weak to attacks as the small head. But it's a nice bit of balancing. So by evading enemy attacks, I gain a bit of extra mana, which can be used to beat enemies. Obviously, did not good, but yeah. Also, after beating the boss, I am generally filling up my mana again by hitting the boss, because I don't automatically get mana refilled, so just refilling yourself like that is perfectly fine, and as I already don't have anything more to do other than to wait for the cutscene, generally good. Now, time for the lava ruins. The lava ruins are basically story-wise, our little witch here, Nobeta, going a bit off the path. Story-wise, we do want to collect a bunch of not collect. We do want to get to a throne in the depth of this castle. That's why we're here. And Nobeta thought to herself what could happen if we would go into this definitely friendly looking place. So we're here now. And so we just skipped about a third of the entire level. Just by jumping over the lava. And another cutscene for a story. Yeah. So here is, by the way, the area where you would first get the fire, so Thunder should not be acquirable before this point, and actually not even before the boss, because there's currently no way to come back to this area, to the area where we got Thunder. Having the early magic is really nice. Also, we can collect multiple of each magic. Each magic goes up to level 3. We are only collecting level 1 because level 2 is for each magic is basically insignificant, and level 3 takes too much extra stuff to get to be worth it. So here we snap down a few heads before we go for this jump. One could technically make this faster by charging the thunder. The thunder charge speeds itself up and slows everything else down. But if you use a charged spell mid-air, like I usually try to not actually use the spell, but if I would use it mid-air, I would actually drop down without anything I can do. So yeah, not the best idea to do that over lava, while not having a save done in any recent time. And basically getting the charge with the spell without actually releasing the charge is very different. So for this boss, there are two ways you can beat it. You can either use a bunch of lightning, or you can lure the boss to kill itself by running off. The running off thing works. It's difficult. I never was able to do it. So we use this way instead. By the way, falling down here is an instant death. Because lava is instant death. So, boss beaten. First place. Right now the developer said, oh, how about we take the girl and scale it up by like 500%. So I tried to counter these the two attacks that I got hit by. I messed up, I didn't. And messed up the same. So I needed to get Monica below once, a bit below half, to get her to do another Nova from back there. I call it counter Nova, doing the thing that the big fireball that I shot, doing 3600 damage. And let me quickly show something off. If I drop into the lava during the cutscene, or the cutscene skip, I get this nice effect. It only lasts for that room, but it's a cool effect. And now we teleport back. We teleport back to the beginning of the entire area, where we then unlock that we can go ahead and, well, beats the game. Well, beats the beat. This version of the game. This version of the game is an early access, so it's not a full game. It's only the first 3 levels, and the time ends when we open this ending text box. Yay, time. Not a PB, sadly, but still a fine run. So yeah, yeah, thanks for watching. Also, if you do like this run in your marathon, I don't see anything really that I can give this for as incentive, sadly, but yeah, I guess I'm just going to say goodbye